Okay, hey, life path number 3. How are you guys doing? Ooh, that was loud for you guys this afternoon. It's very loud to me for some reason. Maybe we're moving into a higher dimension and our senses are just heightened. We're going to do a reading about the lessons you need to learn by the end of this month, December. And also we're going to look at what will your theme be for 2019. And within looking at the lessons for the end of December, we're also going to take a peek at what's coming up for you in January, February, and March. So let's tune into your Sri Yantra. Life path number 3, your highest good, prosperity, your mind, your mental state, focus, forward movement. Thank you, Shri. All right, the first card I'm going to pull out is from the Northern Lights Journey to Insight deck. I already shuffled all these cards a little bit to get them prepared for you, so they're already in that direction. Theme for 2019 for life path number 3. Let's see, for life path number 3, 2019. Ah, interesting. Writer. Okay. I love this deck. This is a weird deck. It's different, right? It's the Northern Lights deck. This is the Aurora Borealis. It's a journey to insight. Aurora means insight, inspiration, okay? And so we have your team here. This is somebody or something you need to have on your team. This is card number 12, and it's chakra, your throat chakra. All right, so a writer is often a quiet, observant team member who expresses their feelings and ideas best on paper. At this juncture, you could benefit from joining forces with a writer. Perhaps you need help with marketing your skills, creating flyers, brochures, or press releases. There's a question mark. After that, maybe a book in your soul needs a trained professional to help edit the pieces together, or a resume, poem, or speech in your near future might be successful with the assistance of a writer. Whatever the scenario, search for this team member now. Okay, sorry about that interruption. And so we're going to look deeper into this at the end of the reading. This is very exciting. These cards, this deck tends to be on the higher end of what your higher mind is trying to tell you. I found with this deck. So I'm just gonna keep this right here. All right. So life path 3. Thank you, Spirit. I ask that my guides communicate with the guides of the people who are going to watch this video so that we can be hitting up on the messages that life path number 3 needs the most right now. So we're going to look at what lessons you need to learn by the end of December. And I'm finding with these readings that I'm doing, these end of the year type readings, that Your messages tend to go on to the next few months, which makes sense. So don't get mad at your January, February, March cards that come out, because they might mirror your December reading. Okay, so alrighty, I'm taking a peek and we're just going to get started here with the Six of Swords reverse, saying that, you know, there's a resistance to you moving on because you might be afraid of what's coming up next. It seems like you think you know what's coming, but you don't. You know, it seems like you want to be in control. Let go of control. You're moving forward anyway, and I know this because the Fool comes out. The Fool in any reading it trumps all the rest of the cards. If there's any negativity here, this is you being able to choose to go into a new dimension in your life regardless of what's going on. It's like you could be in the worst position ever, but as soon as you decide that it's over, when this Fool comes out, it's over. You know, as soon as you decide that you don't want to be afraid and you just want to leap, you want to have faith and you want to jump into like your next body of life, your next body of work. And this card's really creative. This is a lot of creative energy here. This is also really easy creative energy. It's like somebody just, you know, my mama taught me and my stepdad taught me, when you get into a fight, if you feel like you're not going to win, just act crazy, and that usually works. That'll get things going. That'll move people out the way. People are like, ooh, you crazy, I don't want to fight you. And that's what I think of. I don't know why I thought about that when I looked at the Fool, but that's what this reminds me of. It's like everything around you might go with the logic, because the next card is the King of Swords. It's like you mixing logic and cool, calm, collected control, warriorship, mentorship, you know, an attitude that, you know, I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not looking to start nothing, won't be nothing. It's kind of, the King of Swords is kind of defensive to me, like very smart, but very like defensive for some reason. A very great advisor though. It's like you want to move forward, but you want to have your mindset going in the right direction first. It's like you want to be sure that you're making the right decisions when you make your move. Because there's, underneath this Six of Swords reverse is the Star reversed, saying that there's really not much you can do to F up this change. You know, but for some reason you're thinking about it negatively, and this energy is saying that you have a lot to give and you have a lot more to offer than you think you do. You think you don't, you might not see yourself clearly. It looks like you're not really seeing yourself clearly. So this King of Swords to me is someone that that you may get advice from. Maybe a Virgo, Gemini, or an Aquarius person that can like cut through to the chase and give you the bare naked truth and be like, look, you do have the tools. Because underneath that King of Swords is the Magician. This is a very great spread for you for the end of the year, for December. So underneath the Fool, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is one of my favorite ladies to see in the deck. She reminds me of someone sitting, knitting, and like working her magic. Have you ever seen those ladies crochet and they just like have so many hats and scarves and dresses and even bathing suits, and you create so many things because you're very talented, and you're a business person, you know. And maybe this is, for some reason I thought of a partnership between you and the King of Swords, you know, or between the whatever. This looks like you moving forward, because the Fool is romantic to me. It's like all the world is at my feet and I can do whatever I want. I can make my dreams come true. And it looks like all you really need to do is let go and trust yourself, that you have a lot to give. This Queen of Pentacles is very giving. Very, very giving. Let me tune in a bit more. Yeah, so we have a start of a new enterprise. It's a business that, because the Queen of Pentacles is about having your own business, and it's a business that you were born to do. This is you going into your life purpose. This is you making a decision and being like, I'm going to put myself out there. And maybe that's what that Rider card is about. It's about you deciding that, you know what, I'm going to go after my dreams, and rightfully so. And I feel like in our society, if you're not a super duper star, a lot of times in my family, because my family is like a family of narcissists or whatever, if you're not like considered a superstar in the mainstream, and if you're not getting lots of attention from the outside world, people might take you for granted, and you might take yourself for granted. And all the gifts that you have, that you were born with, there's not only 2 people on earth who are talented. That makes no sense. Like, how would we survive? Don't hold back your gifts. You were born to be talented and be fruitful and multiply and be smart and be wise and be helpful and be generous, no matter who's looking. Part of the integrity of being a human being and being incarnated, because the Fool is about incarnation. The part of the responsibility of being incarnated is to use your talents. These 2 cards together denote the talents of the masculine and the feminine together, you know, where the feminine energy will cultivate, learn, perfect, prune, and create culture, because she's channeling a style that is ancient technology. This is, even though this is youthful energy, this is very ancient energy. You know, ancient energy is full of life, full of light, full of knowing, full of wisdom, and full of the stuff that we need in order to have sustenance in our life. Because I see a lot of sustenance here. I see you bringing forth and manifesting something that is meaningful. So the King of Swords is about having an understanding. It's like you understand your gifts very clearly now, you know, and how they are to be used, when, where, how, with whom. You're good. You just have some doubt. You just have doubts, you know, and you can overcome those. So let's look into January. January, life path. I thought I turned that off. Okay, January. life path number 3. January, 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 life path number 3. I don't know what turned over first, but, and I don't know if that is, I want to say that this is upright. Okay. All right. January. So the 9 of Swords reversed comes out underneath the star and the 6 of Swords. So what that's telling me is that, you know, you're pulling yourself out of a depression, and maybe you didn't even know that you were depressed, because it looks like, and this is I've been seeing this happen for me as well. It's like having residual energies to heal from caring about outcomes and trying to manifest things from spirit world that can't be really understood in like mundane terms, will make you depressed. And what I'm trying to say is that your purpose isn't logical and it can't be explained. It's not something that you can put into terms where people who are like worker bees will understand and appreciate. A lot of times when you have a purpose in life, it's magic. It just, you run into it and you run into the things you need. You realize that, you know, all the studying that you've been doing for the past 5 years, it's coming to a head. All your healing work and everyone that you've met and talked to, you just kind of like falls into place. And then you have like this new life and new creation, and you cannot put it into terms that will make everybody believe in you. And so you might feel a bit alone, and that's part of the process of manifesting sometimes. And I'm seeing that you should keep this to yourself. I'm seeing that you know, it's a potential that other people might not see your vision, and maybe you have tried to express your vision to other people and they haven't been like supportive. And so here I am seeing the 2 of Cups. For some reason, marriage is coming up for me. A marriage of, it could be a actual physical marriage. You finding your soulmate. It's kind of like business and marriage mixed together. I'm seeing like a strong connection between a man and a woman, or just masculine and feminine energies coming together like magic, and you having it all. It's like, and this is the 2 of Cups, and then after that is the King of Wands, which is a spiritual leader, a mentor, and like someone that is industrious and knows how to get things moving. Somebody who's another indication of a boss, some masculine energy. Like all of this is like very masculine energy right here. The King of Swords, the Magician, and then the King of Wands. It's almost like the advice that you've been given is paying off. It's like you've surrounded yourself with the right people and the right elements of things. And you're in love. You know, like somebody has that thing that you like. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like he's my king. That's my king. He's my everything. He's everything I've been wanting in life. Let's see what well, I'm really interested to understand this Two of Cups and King of Wands. So I'm gonna pull some more from the same. All right, so I mean, this nine of swords reverse is more. It's basically, we were talking about more doubt, doubting that maybe you're not used to having what you want in your life. You're not used to being this happy. You're not used to seeing yourself have like all this great opportunity. And we have another 10 of, well, not another, we have a 10 of Wands reversed, saying that, you know, it's time for you to stop holding on to the past and things that have bogged you down. You're free to go. It's like you're free to release the burdens of the past. And maybe it's a old relationship that you've been holding on to for a really long time, feeling like you've made mistakes, or feeling like you weren't your best. And maybe the relationship you had in the past didn't leave you feeling like you could be your best. And I don't know why this is coming to me. You know, it's like you've been trying to heal something and deal with something that that left you feeling like depleted of your energy. And this could be like a job. It feels like it was a job, an obligation. Maybe you felt obligated in some way to stay in a situation. Oh, okay. And now it's okay for you to move forward with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and for you to trust that the wisdom that you've gained, the skills that you've attained, and the beautiful person that you are, is worthy of love. The 7 of Wands is underneath this 2 of Cups. And to me, that's saying that you feel very defensive about keeping this relationship and the love that you have in your life. And maybe you feel like, you know, I'm used to losing everything, and then y'all not going to take this away from me. And here we have, after the 7 of Wands, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. Which is telling me that you might have some relationship skills to gain. You know, where maybe the masculine energy in your life, because masculine energy doesn't have to be male or female. These are energies here. The feminine energy seems to not have the maturity level to communicate your feelings. And it doesn't look like you have a real reason to be defensive and to have a nasty attitude or to be negative. It just seems like it's part of what you're used to. And you have like this person here that's like super positive and giving you great advice, and it's kind of helped you move things along in your life. Say thank you. Tell them thank you. Don't necessarily worry about losing anything or anybody taking anything away from you, because then it'll be a self-fulfilled prophecy. You know, when you live in that space of lower level thinking, instead of being like, you know what, I'm just going to be present and I'm going to say thank you to whatever energies have been here and available, that have been helping me, whether it be a physical person or your angels, you know, somebody at your job. Don't take them for granted, and kind of see that your defense, you feeling like, you know, negative about your future and moving forward has nothing to do with them. Like, you don't have to take it out on anybody. And maybe there's a woman or someone in your life that is giving you bad advice, because this Queen of Swords can be like someone in your life that's a hater, a woman in your life that's a hater, that's like feeding into your old way of thinking, and maybe it's time for you to find new friends, because I don't see anything negative. You need to learn how to see that when you have it all, and just cultivating it. And you know, sometimes we have it all at certain points in our lives and we're abundant, and you just enjoy it. You don't try to control it, you don't try to keep it, you enjoy it, and you just say thank you. It's not about waiting for the rug to be pulled up under you. It's more about are you enjoying yourself now, and for however long it lasts. All right, so let's look at February, because I just got sucked into some type of portal, because I'm trying to really make sure she get the most, that I'm seeing things clearly, and I'm hitting up on the aspects that I see here. Because it's like you have this idea, this energy that's like revolutionary. It's like iconic mother. You know, it's like, here I am, I've arrived. And then you have like these energies that can possibly put a damper on that. I guess you can't be bubble boy. You can't live in a bubble and not be affected by anything. So let's look at February. And once again, I pray that, and I ask the universe to help me be in tune with life path number 3, February 2019. Interesting. You guys are making me eat my words that I say at the beginning, because most everybody else's reading, I pull the same cards over and over again for each month. Not you. Okay. So we have the Hermit reversed, aloneness, and this is a lot of you feeling lonely. Life path number 3, like lonely on your path and lonely on your journey. Man, you don't see this as an opportunity the way you could. You don't see this as an opportunity for you to experience something different. Life isn't about necessarily always playing it safe and understanding everything, like I was saying before. Mother Nature just wants to experience life through us, and when we try to stop it and try to control it, we get all types of diseases, and we feel uncomfortable, and then you start to not like your life. Let go, you know, of your preconceived notions and the energies that and traditions from your past. What's going on here? All right. So this to me is saying it's that it's time for you to open up and start sharing your knowledge and what you know with other people. It's time for you to, you've been spending too much time alone. And B, this is also saying that you're being controlled by societal norms, like we were talking about. You're being controlled by the way things usually have been in your family and society, as far as you following your bliss. Again, my eyes keep going to this Fool and to this Queen of Pentacles. Follow your heart. This Queen follows her heart, and this Fool follows his instinct. And instinct is connected to the heart. You know, he could possibly fall off the cliff, but he won't. And, you know, that's kind of how life is. It's like, as soon as you feel like you're going to fall off, whenever you feel like a fool, you know, when I was a kid, I used to do stage plays a lot and sing a lot. And one of the things that I've taken with me from performing is that you know that you are in your zone when you feel like a complete idiot. You know you're being vulnerable and you're like living and you're legendary when you feel like a fool. Because my drama teachers were like, do you feel like an idiot? And I'd be like, yes. She was like, well, then you're doing it right. You know, and this Queen is super practical. This Queen, and you have to, it seems like you don't, it's like you don't see yourself. You don't see that you can trust yourself and you're to be trusted. You're everything. You are literally everything you need to carry your ideas, to be the person you need to be in your relationships with others, to move forward in your life with positivity. You have everything you need. And like, you doubting that is causing you to not be able to sleep now and to be depressed. But this is these are things that you're learning, though, because I'm not seeing that you're like in this deep depression. I'm seeing that you're slowly coming to terms and becoming more comfortable, and you're letting go shedding your old skin, and seeing that, okay, this is a new life. It does take some getting used to. So after the Hermit reverse, we have the Three of Minds, which is the Three of Swords, isolation. You're also beginning, you spending so much time alone seems, let me just go ahead and do the Ace of Swords. It's been for you to, it seems like at the end of December, it's like you're out there in the public eye. You're preparing yourself for something, to be out in the public eye. Because that's a lot of energy. The Fool, the King of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Magician, even the Star reverse. Even the fact that the Six of Swords is reversed. It's saying that I feel like you're going to be traveling. You have an opportunity here, you know, to do what you want with your skills and to magnetize and to capitalize on manifesting the things that you've been thinking about and planning for a while. You're making big moves, but behind the scenes, when no one else is around, you've been dealing with and healing yourself and dealing with your broken heart. And this Two of Cups and this Seven of Wands, maybe you are trying to, you have a partner that you love very much, but it seems like you might have to move away and follow your heart and follow your bliss, follow your opportunities. But you're like, I'm willing to have a long distance relationship. Is this what's going on? I'm willing to fight for our love. I still want this. You know, it's like, this might be crazy. This might not work, but I'm willing to put in the effort. And this 3 of Swords reverse is saying that even if I have to let it go, I'm going to be okay. Because this Ace of Swords is telling me I have myself. I have myself. I'm starting to realize that I have myself. So at the end of, well, by the end of February, that's where you'll be. Like, you know, I have me. I'm me. I have my consciousness. I have my soul. I have my body. I can use my words. I can tell the truth about how I feel without being mean. Because this Ace of Swords is also underneath the Queen of Swords reverse, who thinks she knows everything even if she don't. That's okay. And it seems like you're paying for your lessons. Maybe in this relationship, you made some mistakes and you weren't the best person you could possibly be to someone that has helped you out a lot. And maybe this is like you being a great person to someone and them not listening to you, you know, or not being like the best person to talk to or to be in relationship with. And to be honest, I'm still kind of curious. I'm curious about these 3 cards since, again, you haven't seen them before. Interesting. 14, Temperance. Okay. Underneath the Hermit is the 5 of Fire, which is telling me that you're going to eventually let go of trying to straddle both sides of the fence in your life and your relationships with people. I'm kind of getting tired of bending over. You see, in this relationship, somebody's going to have to let go. Because the 5 of Wands is about having differences of opinion. And the Hermit, just to put it simply, and the Hermit reverse is about, you know, being too entrapped and enmeshed with traditions and societal norms and needing to come out of the closet and be who you are and speak your mind and speak your truth and share what you've been learning and your point of view on it and your perspective, and not just going along to get along. And this is a denotation that you're going to be called to the pew. Like somebody's going to be like, so hey, what do you think? And then when you share what you think, people are going to be like, blah, 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 blah. You can't think like, you can't do that. What do you mean? Da, 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 da. And that's what you've been trying to avoid. But this is an opportunity for you to grow in your nervous system. Coming out and being who you are is part of growing up. Part of growing up is getting used to people not agreeing with you all the time. And you still being okay. Like, you're still going to be standing. You're still going to eat, sleep, and go to work. You know, and it's okay because no one's hurting anybody by disagreeing. It just might be uncomfortable, but then you get used to it. You'll get used to it. Like, trust me, nobody in my family agrees with anything I do. They don't agree with what I say. They don't agree with what I want. But I have to live. I got to live. My attitude is more of, look, I have to deal with y'all. I don't even care to disagree with people. Legit, I've just always wanted to be left alone and be loved at the same time, if that's possible. I've always just wanted people to leave me be and love me. All right, the Three of Swords reverse, and then the Seven of Wands. Now we do have the Seven of Wands here, a repeat, but except this time it's reverse. The same relationship that you felt like, you know what, I'm going to fight for it. And maybe this is relationships. Maybe it's not just one, but the Two of Cups that I see here denotes like a romantic relationship. Marriage, because the Queen of Pentacles, she's very taken. She's very married. She's very married, girl. She is very married. She's married. She's wifey. She's more than wifey. She's the first wife. Okay? And the last. Yeah, so we have this Three of Swords here, and most of the time in a traditional tarot deck, this would denote heartbreak, you getting over and going through your grieving process, but realizing it's okay for you to cry. It's okay for it to be over. And then we have this Seven of Wands here, and it's just kind of like, I give up holding on to this. I'm not fighting for this anymore. I still have a little bit of fight left in me, but not so much that I'm going to allow it to stress me out. So it's more like, if you need to go, you're free to go. I have to go too. Like, I have to move on. I can't stay in limbo in this situation. So maybe this is a relationship where you guys really truly love one another, but you have a different path to go on. And we kind of touched on that a little bit. That's what I'm saying. You're going on a journey, and you might be going without the love of your life. And maybe, and I'm not saying that there's like true love lost. I'm seeing that maybe there's arguments about some of the decisions that you have to make based off of what your soul purpose is. Because what just popped in my head that just gave me chills is this infinity sign. Like, this is so much a part of your purpose that if you don't do it, you'll be reincarnated back to do it. Like, you're going to do this. The universe is like, oh, no. You have a choice, friends. But choose wisely. And that's, I mean, the universe is always like that. She's always very allowing, forgiving, and she just sits and she's like, I'll wait for you to go through this a million lifetimes, but you're going to get this. You're going to be independent. Basically, the universe wants you to be yourself, be independent, have a mind of your own. Say what you feel, what you think, but say it in a way that, it's mature. Grow up in your communication. Grow up in standing up for what you think and believe in, and just be a part of society for who you really are, not who you need to be in order to keep relationships. Because those relationships aren't real, and they won't allow you to be the fool you need to be. Now, in coming out in the wash, some of your relationships you may not have to lose them. They just may be revamped. And that might take some time. And that's okay. I know I certainly have friendships and relationships they're vintage, they're old, but it seems like every decade we reinvent it, depending upon who we are becoming and who we've become. I'm certainly not the quiet wallflower I used to be when it comes to who I am, like I was in my 20s. Like I just was like kicking it, girl, with everybody. I'm like kicking it. hey Asia, people will just call me, and I'm down to go out. Sure, I'm down to hang out at the bar. I was always available because I realized, I'm like, I don't. Everybody seems to have like to be living their passions. I just kind of just talk about mine. And so, you know, when I went on my journey to be about it, I wasn't a hangout girl anymore. I actually, like, nobody calls me anymore because I started to not be so available. Maybe, I mean, lately I've been hanging out with people, but it's been new people. It's interesting. Life takes you on journeys and stuff if you're open to it, and it looks like you are, but you need to be open to however people react to it. It's just, that's their choice. You know, they can choose to be supportive. It's like, yay, throw a yay party, yay for me, join me in celebrating my new journey. And then, you know, if people don't want to, they just don't want to. That's them. Okay, so underneath the consciousness cards, the Ace of Swords, this beautiful Buddha that's just in all knowing of himself, full of himself in the best way possible. Not in an immature way, but in like a, you know, I see myself as a reflection of you, and I take responsibility for how I respond to life, and I choose to respond on the highest level. This is what this card is giving me. Like, I am that I am, tease. Okay, so 9 of rainbows, which is the 9 of pentacles, and then we have the Temperance card reverse. Interesting. These combinations, though, you know, 9 of pentacles and then a Temperance card reverse, and it seems like you really can't have one without the other. It's like one is sipping lemonade, and it's like you're not okay with that. It's like you're completely not okay with being okay with relaxing and just being. It seems like you gotta feel a way. It's like, should I be okay? Am I allowed to be okay? It's like because other people aren't okay with you, you feel like you're not allowed to be okay with you. And that's just not the case. And that's something that I've learned and learning as well. It's like, I like myself, my path, my purpose, and what I do with my time and my life, how I make money, and what I say no to. It's completely up to me. And even if you walk alone, it's okay. Like, people still love you. People are still going to love you. You need to accept yourself completely. And then rest and relaxation comes into play here too. This seems like a lot of stress on you, but it's pressure that you're putting on yourself, maybe to have the perfect outcome really fast. It's like, it's okay if these things take time and the results aren't immediate and you don't have like everything to show. Because at this point, this is December, January, February. It looks like by the end of February, you're going to need to relax, and you're going to still be on 25, like trying to perfect everything. But the universe is just kind of like, okay, at this point, you've done enough work on yourself and your relationship and on your new path. It's okay for you to take a break. So take a break. All right, I need some water. I talk too much. All right, December, wait, February, March again, March. March, life path number 3. You have a full storyline. You're not, it doesn't seem like you're like repeating lessons over and over again. Life path number 3. Okay, I went to the bathroom. Okay, life path number 3. I need at least one more card. But not one came out. Okay, all of them. All right, I kind of feel like I want to reshuffle because I was like holding my P mode and then I had to run to the bathroom. All right, life path number 3 for the month of March. Life path number 3. The month of March. Path number 3. The month of March. Life path number 3. The month of March. There we go. That feels better. Beautiful. Interesting. Different placement this time. Different area. Path number 3. The month of March. Path number 3. Tell a different type of story. All right, so we have the 7 of fire, the 7 of wands again, and we have the Fool again. Okay, underneath the 5 of wands. Okay, now you're like in your bag. It's like you've already listened, and I'm so proud you're listening. Okay. So, with these people that may or may not agree with you, you are just kind of like, I'm standing my ground. I'm deciding to do my thing, my way. I have my independence. You're deciding to trust yourself, you know, and endure what these people, naysayers, are putting out, you know. And, you know, I feel like that's the universe's way of testing you, in a sense. It's like, you say you want this because nothing really happens. I mean, life happens even if we don't move or if we don't think. You can't help but think. I think some things aren't part of your automatic, atomic, nervous system. It's like life is like this train is moving. And you're deciding to, and this kind of energy, with this energy, will kind of make you feel like a little stuck. But it's something that you got to do. And I don't mean stuck in a bad way, but I mean stuck as far as like, I don't want your arguments with people to hold you back, or don't let people pull you in to their world. And it seems like you have learned your lesson. So we have the Fool here again, but it's reversed, and it's kind of like you're telling them, hey, look, I'm my own person. I'm doing my own thing, and yes, I do have like this crazy spark of life, And I'm not sure about it, but at the same time, I am sure about it. You know, I'm pretty sure. I know I'm spot on with my instincts. And maybe talking to them and stuff, to people who don't necessarily see eye to eye with you, is going to give you some pushback, and maybe you need it in order to make the right decision. Sometimes having disagreements will give you a different perspective, and take your perspective on a purification process, so that you can become sure of what direction you're going in, and be okay with the decisions you make on your own, you know, and realizing that even if people disagree with you, the people you love the most disagree with you, you're going to be okay with or without them. And the next cards are the Star. Again, we see the Star, but this time it is upright, which is beautiful, underneath the Hermit reversed. Okay, you're realizing that what you have to offer will help change, because the Star is a Aquarius type energy that's like, I am giving from, it's like, to me it reminds me of Reiki energy, like universal life force energy that is abundant, and you're able to give from the source, and you are here to give freely and abundantly from the source, and you know what you have to offer. And what you have to offer is to kind of change the paradigm of society and how it's been ran. And maybe you feel like, you know, people shouldn't feel alone with their gifts, and you want to create something, some type of community, some type of vibe that allows other people to feel more comfortable in their own skin being who they are. You know, so you're like a beacon of light and of hope and insight and inspiration for people who aren't really used to sharing themselves. And people might act like they're not like you, but they are. Everybody's like you. Everybody wants to be like you. Everybody wants to feel free and be open about who they are and their gifts and their talents, and not hold back, and just be a wellspring of life. Like the Bible says, protect your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. And this is you sharing your heart. All right. And then we have the Nine of Water, joy. So again, we have you resisting being happy, and the Lover's reverse. Okay. You feeling like maybe me being happy and doing what I want to do and going after what I want isn't the right choice. Why would you feel like that? After everything we just talked about. Why? And I just feel like you think you're a selfish person or something. You know, like it's like almost like it's up to you to make everybody feel okay with your decisions and with who you are and what you want. You can't help. That's not something that you can control. You have to let go of that control. Now that's your reading for March, okay? To the end of March, from December to March. Good job, good job. So let's take a look at this Rider card. I'm very excited about it. I have not forgotten. And we're going to see what the universe says about that, okay? We want to hold this up so you can look at it closer. Me and my stands to hold things up, they always fail. Nobody wants to stand for me. No? It's going to fall in a second. soon as I start shuffling these cards. All right, writer. Life path number 3, 2019. Creativity, yes. Life path number 3. 1 + 1 equals 3. Not 2. If you put 1 and 2 people together, they make a third person. Okay. That's creative. That's math. Life path 3, writer. And I feel like what's about to come out is very inspirational. I can't wait. I feel very inspired in my heart looking at that card for you guys. I can't wait to see what comes. Ooh. Ooh, very deep. Very deep. Very this and this together. So we have the planet Seers, okay? This is a mother goddess who is devoted to mothering in such a deep way. You know, she sacrifices herself. She sacrifices her her life to help other people heal. Yes, she's a protector. She's a nurturer. She's a queen. She's also the mother of like herbology. This is very Queen of Pentacles. And it's in a revolutionary way, like very giving, but on like another level. Like how a mother cares for her children. It's on another level. It's love on another level. It reminds me of the goddess Durga's, how she's motherly and protective of her children. Don't fuck with her children. You will die. So combining this with writing or some type of creative expression. So maybe your business in 2019 is to be a healer, to become a healer. Maybe and it looks like these are skills you already have. Life path 3. This looks developed to me. The Queen of Pentacles and the Star. This looks very developed. Like energy that you have to give abundantly and overflowing. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that could be? I'm going to pull a, see what else comes out. Life path 3, the writer, Seers. I'm getting impressions and I'm feeling feelings, but I'm not, the words have not hit me yet as to what to say with these combinations of cards. All right, so we have Seers, then we have Libra, and we have ajaaya. Which is a purifier. And Libra is very creative energy, communication, writing, beauty. Which it's this all makes sense to me. Let me see if I can put it into words. Okay. I'm just going to start talking. That usually helps. So we have this writing energy, which we talked about earlier, about you maybe writing a book. It could be literally like that, or you teaming up with someone that can take your business to the next level as far as maybe branding yourself, which makes sense. I'm feeling that. But branding yourself as what? And I'm seeing with this energy here, it's like a beautification, teaching people, mothering people on how to turn their lives into something beautiful, making the purification process of healing, you know, accessible to people, but packaging it and branding it in a way that's pleasing to the eyes. You understand what I'm saying? It's like I'm mother, teacher, healer, and I have my herbal cleansing products. I have my you know, knowledge that I can give you of healing, and you know, follow me at the Seer's Mother on Instagram, where you will get your updates and your elixirs and the books I write, and it's just kind of like building your platform. Okay? 2019. What a not 2000. Not the same. We can't get those years back. I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Stay tuned for your human design and zodiac readings whenever I get to them. I'm finally finished with some of the work that I've been doing behind the scenes, making people's astrology charts and stuff. As a matter of fact, after I finish with this, I am going to go give a final read for a couple of astrology charts that I have done for people for Christmas gifts, and I'm going to mail them off. I'm excited. Yay, I'm free. Bye.